G'day viewers, this is a tutorial for learning the bass clef, and it's mainly for people that already know the treble clef and would like some practice in bass clef so they can play the piano. Now you probably already know that this note is middle C. Middle C is below the treble clef, but it's that ledger line above the bass, and therefore this note is middle B. It looks like a ball that someone threw up onto the roof. And this is middle A, but as we move down you probably either don't know what the notes are or you're going to get them confused with treble clef notes. Now the trick is to firstly locate the bass region on your piano, and we do that by finding the three black key groups and locating the middle one here, and then the alphabet falls neatly between them. I call these black keys the links because they link each alphabet A, B, C, D, F, G to the next alphabet A to G. And this would be the middle C here, middle B there, and middle A, and this is the bass region that I'd like you to locate on your piano so that you can find these notes. Now it's easy once you realise that this bottom note is A, the bottom of the alphabet or the bass region. And as we go up, each of the notes simply goes through the alphabet so that G is at the top. It's the mirror image of the A, which is at the bottom. By mirror image I mean that if you played an A on the piano and looked at it in the mirror, it would look like you're playing a G. So A and G are mirror images also of the bass stave. The bass has a symmetry that the treble clef doesn't. D is right in the middle of the pattern, so D is right in the middle of the bass stave. Now this bottom line I consider to be out of the bass region. See how it sticks outside past the bottom? So that's low bass G, and this note is middle A. It sticks out above the top of the bass. As I said, D is the centre line of the bass, A is down on the floor, it's the bottom, and G is at the top, it's the mirror image, and there they go. B, the second letter, is the second line, and F is the second last line, the second last letter. Now, when you're reading notes in the bass, you probably will find that having learnt treble clef, your conditioning comes into play and you still think of this note as F and this note as C and so on, as in treble clef. So what I propose is that we hide two of the lines to make the bass look different to treble so that conditioning won't occur. There you go. We're hiding the B and the F lines. Now this is the centre, so it's the D. Here we have the space above, it's the E, and its mirror image, the C, below. There's up on the ceiling the G, and the bottom note inside is A. There's the missing F line, and its mirror image, B. Here's the full scale. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, with the lines missed out. Now I deliberately sang that wrong because we need to take into account where the semitones and tones occur. From A to B, looking at the back of the piano keys, is a whole tone or a whole step, but B to C is the half step or half tone, semitone. This gives us the opportunity for a notation where you can see where the semitones are in the notes. By slightly changing the note shape here, we can see the semitone occurring between the B and the elongated C. Now this is Express Stave notation. This is my notation invention, and I've also changed the way the bass clef looks when you're in Express Stave. I've reversed it so that it looks a bit more like the F. And this particular version is reverse colour Express Stave because the naturals are now black note heads. Here's a selection of notes written in Express Stave. See if you can play these notes. They're the same as in the bass. That's in the middle, so it's the D. This is the missing B line. This is the C space, and so on. Pause the video and let's see if you can play all of those notes reading from Express Stave. I'd like to show you how I write the sharps and the flats now. Let's look at the C note and sharpen it. In Express Stave it looks like that. You can now see that from A to B to C sharp are all tones apart, and then comes the semitone from the C sharp to the D. Back to the naturals. let's look now at the E, and we're going to flatten it. Here's E, E flat. In Express Stave it looks like that. Same E space, but a flatter looking note. Let's look at the B now. Here's B flat, or A sharp, same thing. And you can see the semitone occurs then between the A and the B flat, and the B flat, C, D are all a tone apart. Looking at the F next, there's F sharp. It's a white note head for the black key, and the semitone occurs there. Let's rise the G to G sharp. Now we have a melodic minor scale. Da da da, semitone, da 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 da. We just need to add the upper tonic a semitone apart. Da da, and there it is. Now this illustrates another property of this alternative music notation, and that is octave similarity. This A is similar looking to this A. As you know, in traditional notation we don't have octave similarity. This A is a space, whereas middle A is a line. Here's the full chromatic scale in Express Stave, starting on the link and progressing by semitones all the way up to the upper link. The links are the outer lines of the Express Stave. In traditional notation, to do a chromatic scale, you have to write some of the notes twice and put in sharp signs. It looks more complicated. Okay, talking about octave similarity now, in traditional notation, bass A is a space, but middle A is a line. And I'm hoping that you remember these upper notes, because this is middle C here, and middle B is that ball that someone threw up onto the roof, and so on. There they are with the letter names. And here they are in Express Stave. These ones no longer look the same as in traditional notation because we have to maintain octave similarity. Bumping this A up an octave to middle A, it looks the same. And the B, let's check that out. There's middle B. Bass C here, and middle C no longer looks like how you expect from traditional notation because it's got to be underneath this line, so it occurs underneath the ledger line when you move to the next octaves. Here's D, and middle D has the ledger line look, both below and above. Now I've written out 10 tunes for you to practice, and each of these is in 3 notations: traditional bass clef with the lines missing, and then Express Stave by slightly changing the note head shapes. What I'd like you to do is pause the video and have a go at each of these 10 tunes, reading them in either of the notations, and see if you can recognise the tunes when you play them, and let me know what they are. In this tune number 3, I've got a flat. So when we move to Express Stave, that'll become a white note head, so I'm going to have to change the look of the minim note here. And so check out how minims look in Express Stave notation. There they are. Tune number 4. See if you could recognise this one when you play it. Tune number 5. This is a famous Australian pop song. Tune number 6. Now this one has an accidental here. You have to remember in traditional notation to repeat the D sharp there. But in Express Stave there's no ambiguity. Tune number 7 is an American folk song. See if you can tell me what it is. Tune number 8. Check out how these half notes or minims look in Express Stave. Tune number 9, 3 notations. And tune number 10. Let me know how you go with these tunes. See if you can recognise them. I hope you enjoyed this video. This is John Keller.